الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وآله وصحبه أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters, my dear children, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is the second Friday in the month of Ramadan. You may have all noticed the week has gone so fast, alhamdulillah. Last week, I mentioned the virtues of fasting, and I mentioned that there are two types of fasting, either obligatory, compulsory fast, or voluntary fast. And the obligatory fast, we have the fast of Ramadan, and we have the fulfillment of vows, and we have the expiation of something wrong you did. So by fasting you can mend what you have done wrong. I also mentioned that it became obligatory on Monday, the 2nd of Sha'ban, the second year of Hijrah, when the Prophet ﷺ was already in Medina. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained the fast on Monday, the second day of Sha'ban, the second year of Hijrah. The Prophet ﷺ, when Ramadan, when the month came, you may recall the hadith I mentioned last week. I'm going to repeat it again, it's very important. The Prophet ﷺ said, قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ شَهْرٌ مُبَارَكٌ. A blessed month has come to you. افترض الله عليكم صيامه. Allah ordained on you to fast it. تفتح فيه أبواب الجنة. The gates of heaven will be widely open. وتغلق فيه أبواب الجحيم. The gates of the hellfire will be closed. وتغل فيه الشياطين. Satans will be chained. And we ask this question, if Satans are being chained, why are we, so many of us, including myself, we do something wrong? And the answer is very simple. It is you who's chaining your Satan by fasting. It is you who's controlling your desire, and you are holding the rein during the month of Ramadan or during the fast. Generally speaking, during the fast, you are in control of your desires. So you are actually narrowing the passage in your body for Satan, for the influence of Satan on you. It is us who are chaining our Satans. فيه ليلة خير من ألف شهر من حرم خيرها فقد حرم. There is a night in that month which is better than 1,000 months. What is the name of the night? Laylatul Qadr and Laylatul Mubarakah. Laylatul Mubarakah in Surah Al-Dukhan 44, and Laylatul Qadr is in Surah Al-Qadr. What's the meaning of Al-Qadr? What is Al-Qadr? Honor, glory. Yes? The Prophet ﷺ also mentioned something about our conduct while we are fasting. We are not only fasting from food and drink and fulfillment of any sexual desire, we are also ensuring that all our faculties are under full control. You are lowering your gaze, you are not spying on someone, you are not uttering any foul language or backbiting or slandering someone or spying on someone or listening to something you shouldn't be listening. All these things come into the fast, and this is how you control your Satan. The Prophet ﷺ, in the hadith regarding the virtues of fasting, the first part of the hadith was Qudsi. Qudsi means it's Allah who is saying it. It's not Quran, but becomes part of the hadith. كل عمل ابن آدم له إلا الصيام فإنه لي وأنا أجزي به. Every action of the son of Adam is for him, except the fast. It is for me, and I reward for it accordingly. No one knows. Do you know if I'm fasting today or not? Nobody knows. Do you know? You don't know. But when you see me standing praying, yes, you can see it. So every act which we do whether we are giving charity or standing praying, sometimes there is an element of hypocrisy comes into it. Showing off. Except the fast. Nobody knows how much you are struggling to keep your fast, or how much control you need on yourself to be able to perform the fast. That's why Allah says, for me, it's up to me. I look into it individually and I reward for it accordingly. The fast of an old man who is so feeble is not the same fast like a young man. It's to him, so what? I can manage without food or drink or. And then the Prophet ﷺ continued this hadith by saying, so on the day of the fast, whether it's the voluntary fast or the fast of Ramadan or a vow, the rules are the same. فَإِذَا كَانَ يَوْمُ صَوْمُ أَحَدِكُمْ. So, if you are fasting, فَلَا يَرْفُثْ, no foul language, وَلَا يَصْخَبْ, not to raise his voice, وَلَا يَجْهَلْ, not to behave foolishly. فَإِنْ شَاتَمَهُ أَحَدْ, if anyone would revile him or insult him or provokes him, he will say, I am fasting, I am fasting. Just as simple as that, to remind you, this is how you control your Satan. This is the meaning of chaining. Satans are chained. It doesn't mean literally that Allah is going to bring all the Satans, billions of them, and chain them. No. You are controlling your Satan. You are the one who's fighting your Satan. You are not responding to any of these evil things which Satan is inspiring you to do. You live in peace. You have inner peace while you are fasting. And this is the whole idea of the fast. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. You may ward off evil. You may become righteous. And then the Prophet ﷺ continues to talk about the bad breath we have when we are fasting. I mean, it's very embarrassing. I was talking to someone last Tuesday, and the person went like that, honestly. And I said, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I put my hand on my mouth while I was talking, actually. I said, I'm very sorry, I'm fasting. And it makes you very embarrassed. But Allah, the Prophet ﷺ is saying here, don't feel so embarrassed, because I swear by the one who has the soul of Muhammad in his hand, the breath of someone who is fasting in the sight of Allah is better than the smell of musk on the day of judgment. I mean, yes, alhamdulillah, okay. And then he says, and anyone who is fasting has two occasions to rejoice, and you remember the two occasions. What are the two occasions? Breaking the fast. Why do you rejoice when you are breaking the fast? Because you were hungry or thirsty and now you are eating and drinking. Why?
It's a blessing.
You complete. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped us to complete the day. It's hard. It is hard. It's not that easy, actually. 19 hours and you are working. You see, we don't live in a Muslim country. If you go to a Muslim country where the fast is the norm for the 90% of the people there, they change the working time. They change when you are going to start your even in a country like Egypt, they stopped putting the clock forward because of this. They wanted the fast to be in the daytime rather than a long day. Allows you 1 hour more to sleep, something like that. So you rejoice because Allah helped you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala empowered you, enabled you to complete the fast. And of course we are happy because we are hungry and we are thirsty and we want to have something to eat and drink. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. That's why when you break the fast you say an invocation which also refers to this. And the second, when you meet your Lord. Alhamdulillah. Okay, it's good to remind ourselves with what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. And we also mentioned that fasting is a great no equivalent to it. When the man Abu Umama came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said to him, advise me, tell me, or command me to do something which will guarantee that I go to Jannah. I mean, this is very interesting actually. What did he say to him? Fast. Stick to fasting. فَإِنَّهُ لَا عِدْلَ لَهُ. It has no equivalent to it. This is so beautiful. He did not say to him, pray, stand up all night praying. He said fast. Fasting is the longest form of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are in continuous ibadah. From dawn to sunset, you are in continuous ibadah. And you are very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you are trying to ward off evil all the time, trying to purify your soul all the time. This is the meaning of the fast, the purification of the soul. You know, many people talk about the physical benefits of the fast, health-wise. And I think 2 years ago, a Japanese scientist won the Nobel Prize. He said fasting actually is a very healthy thing. It can protect you from so many diseases. That was a Japanese scholar who won the Nobel Prize in science 2 years ago. Yes, okay, fine. We look into the physical side of the fast, but we should look into the spiritual side of the fast. We are fasting because we would like to purify our souls, ward off evil, and become لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, become righteous. That's the aim of the fast. You want at the end of the day to feel, yes, alhamdulillah, today I have succeeded fully. I'm rejoicing because alhamdulillah, I stayed within the limits or the boundaries of the fast. I did not raise my voice. I lowered my gaze. I did not backbite. I did not respond to this bad person. I tolerated this one. I removed the harm from the road. You have done so many good things during the fast. And that's what you are so happy about, alhamdulillah. Yes, please, can you move forward, everybody, please, just move. Keep moving forward. Don't worry about the space, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the space. Please. We have two essential elements of the fast. So, firstly, to abstain from those acts that break the fast from dawn to sunset. We know that. We fast from dawn to sunset, no food, no drink, no fulfillment of any sexual desires. And I'm going to explain this in more details later. And don't be embarrassed when we talk about these things, because if we don't talk about them in the mosque, where else are you going to talk about them? And the niyyah, the intention. You must have the niyyah that you are going to fast. One opinion says, oh, you have to say it every day. One opinion says, just by waking up for your sahur, you have said it already because this is your intention. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows our intentions very well. So He knows you have abstained from food, drink, and other things because you are fasting. Who must fast? Again, this is causing a lot of problems now with the schools, unfortunately, and the parents. A lot of problems. Fasting is obligatory on who?
Everybody above the age of puberty.
Eh?
Above the age of puberty.
Exactly. Male or female? Yes? Every adult Muslim who reached, by the word adult means they reached puberty, okay? Who is not traveling, resident. I'm talking about the fast of Ramadan now, okay? And healthy. Yes? He must be healthy. Sane or insane? What do you think? Sane. Okay. Every year we talk about those who are permitted not to fast but pay a ransom for not fasting. Let me go back to the age again. The reason I mentioned the schools and some working places. Some parents force their young children who did not reach the age of puberty to fast. And this is wrong. And the school actually wrote back or called one of the parents and complained to him that the child is almost fainting. And the boy was, I think, about 12 years old. And the father said, look, I have already provided sandwiches in the bag, and I said to the child, when you feel hungry, just take them out and eat. And the school was not happy about that, actually. Because we have to be aware that they are trying also to look at faults in our children or in our system or in our religion. So we have to be aware of that, please. When the child reaches the age of puberty, yes, no problem. And if you feel you want to go to the school and tell the teachers, hey, my son is going to be fasting next year, yes, we need to do that. We need to have a bit of interaction with the school. We need to go there and say, look, my daughter or my son, they are mature now, they are adults, they reach the age of puberty, and they are obliged to fast because they are healthy. Sometimes you get the feedback from the school saying, oh, it's a torture. How can you do this to your child? And we, because they regard the age 16 is the age of consent, you can consent, but before that, you are forcing your child to fast. So we need to make it clear to the schools that we are not forcing them. It is up to them if they want to fast or not to fast. Please. So who is allowed, who is permitted not to fast, but they have to pay a ransom, fidya? If someone is chronically ill, someone is terminally ill, do you think Allah wants him to fast? What do you think? No. Okay, fine. So someone who is finding it extremely difficult to fast, he cannot fast any time during the year. And this is a very important point. Maybe there are people who can fast only in winter when the day is very short, but they cannot fast in the summer when the day is 19 or 20 hours. It's not the same. We are talking here about someone who cannot fast at all during the year. So, chronically ill, not expected to recover, a very old, feeble person who would find it extremely difficult. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows them not to fast. What they should do in return? Pay a fidya, a ransom. What does it mean? To feed a poor person from the average food you eat from. You need to understand that, please. From the same quality food you eat from, you have to give it to the poor. Now, suppose you haven't got the money, you haven't got the means. What will happen? Nothing, exactly. You are exempt. And this is the beauty of our religion, alhamdulillah. You can't fast at all, fine. You have to pay a ransom. You haven't got the money, you don't do it. Just as simple as that. Suppose someone is doing hard labor, what we call it in Arabic, al-a'mal al-shaqqa, hard labor, very difficult work. Someone is asphalting the road in Karachi, and the temperature is 45 or 50 centigrade, and this is his job. And again, if he can't fast, if this is the job he's doing all that, he can't fast, fine. If he can fast during the winter time, when the day is shorter, they can do that. They are allowed to do that. What about a pregnant woman or a breastfeeding woman? Again, these are questions which have been asked every time Ramadan comes. People ask these questions. A breastfeeding woman, a pregnant woman. According to Ibn Umar and Ibn Abbas, if they are concerned about the child or the fetus, they have the right not to fast. They don't have to make up the days later. It becomes a burden on them. but they have to pay a fidya, the ransom. This is the opinion of Ibn Abbas and Ibn Umar, which is full of mercy. Right. Who is allowed to break the fast, but they must make up the days later? Huh? Traveler, okay.
Sick for medical reason.
Sick, someone temporary sick, okay, exactly. Yeah. So traveling, someone who's traveling, someone who is temporarily ill, not chronically ill. So what they do? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll come back to this. It's another different title. I'll come back to it in a second. These are the people يرخص. يرخص means a license or a concession been given to them not to fast, but they have to make it up. We said someone who is temporarily ill and someone who is traveling. People now discuss this in a more elaborate way to say, is it the day of the travel or while he is, for example, people would come from the Middle East during the summer to spend the holiday here, and they are here for a month or two during the time of Ramadan. Are they allowed not to fast? Is this what is permitted?
No.
You see, the majority of the opinion, they talk about the on travel. فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر. على سفر means during the journey, during the time of the journey, you have the right not to fast. But once you have settled, you should fast. You will do qasr, your prayers you will pray them qasr and jam, but the fast will be a normal fast. And again, the travel has nothing to do with the hardship of the travel, whether you are traveling on a camel or first class on British Airways to New York or to New Zealand, wherever. It is not the mashaqqa, it's not the hardship, it is the travel itself. You are allowed while you are traveling not to fast, just as simple as that. Suppose there is a healthy person. His doctor said to him, if you fast during the summertime, your kidneys will be affected and you will become ill. He was advised by his doctor not to fast because he knows that his fast would affect his kidneys and he will not be able to fast. So this one has the right not to fast, like already someone who is sick. And if he cannot fast at all during the whole year, then he pays a ransom. I'm talking about a healthy person whose doctor advised him he should not fast because he has a condition, he's healthy, he's all right. But the problem that if he would fast, the fast would affect his kidneys in certain way, so he will not be able to survive maybe. So yes, he is allowed not to fast, and he should feed number of poor people equal to the days he couldn't fast. During the time of the Prophet ﷺ, some of the companions, while they are traveling at the time, some of them would break the fast and some of them will keep the fast. So Hamza al-Aslami asked the Prophet ﷺ, he said, I feel I'm so strong, I'm so healthy to fast while traveling. Would there be any blame upon me? Because Allah gave me a concession and I'm not using it. And I'm healthy, I don't want to break the fast, I'm happy to fast. So Prophet ﷺ said, هي رخصة من الله تعالى. It is a concession from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فمن أخذ بها فحسن. Whoever will take it, it's okay. ومن أحب أن يصوم, and whoever would like to fast, فلا جناح عليه, no blame on him. رواه Muslim, it's authentic hadith in Sahih Muslim. You want to fast, fast. But don't blame each other. Don't say to someone who's not fasting, hey, why you are not fasting? It's nothing to do with you. He has the right not to fast. So don't nothing to do. Mind your business, please. Mind your business. If he's not fasting, mind your business. You want to fast, fast. You don't want to fast, don't fast. This is a concession given to you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again, فلا يجد الصائم على المفطر فلا يجد الصائم على المفطر ولا المفطر على الصائم, which means this is very interesting. It's exactly what I've said just now, that the one who is fasting is not going to blame or instruct the one who is not fasting why you are not fasting, or the one who is not fasting is not going to question the one who is fasting, why are you fasting, why you are not taking the concession. Okay, number 3, and this brings me to what my dear brother there was saying. Who should not fast? Who must not fast? And must make up the missed days. This I'm talking about someone who is not allowed to fast. No choice. No choice for this person to say, no, I want to fast. No, you cannot fast.
Females in their
Exactly, when women have their periods or postnatal, what you call it, childbirth, the bleeding, post-child, when a woman after the delivering the baby, about 40 days, she will be bleeding. During this time, she's not allowed to fast, and the woman during her period. And as Aisha radiallahu anha said, this is in Bukhari and Muslim, كنا نحيض على عهد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. We used to have our periods during the time of the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام. We were commanded to make up the days we missed, but we were not commanded to make up the prayers we missed. And look at this. Look at this. Look at the mercy of Allah. Look at the mercy of Allah. So a woman, when she has her period, she is not allowed to fast. There is nothing called voluntary, oh, no, I'm going to do it. This is not like the travelers who can choose whether I will fast or not fast. No. No. So, they were commanded to make up the days they missed later in the year. You can do them, let's say for the sake of argument, we live in this part of the world, they will make it in the winter. Do they have to do the whole week in a row?
No.
No. Look at the mercy of Allah. No. Do they get the same reward as if, yes. Can you imagine? Yes, the same reward. So they can fast Saturday and Sunday, 3-4 weeks to finish the fast. But the prayers, were they commanded to make up the prayers? Huh? Exempted, exactly. Subhanallah. The fast they were not exempt, but the prayers are exempt. It would have been unfair if Allah would have said, oh yes, you pray, you missed 5-6 days, you make them up. No. No. Okay. Manners of fasting, etiquette. In Arabic we call it adab as-siyam, adab, etiquette of fasting. When someone is fasting, what is the meal before dawn is called? As-sahur. So it is part of the etiquette that we should have a pre-dawn meal. But if you don't, if you miss it, will there be any, would you feel sinful? Would you be blamed for, is there any, did you commit something wrong? No, no. But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and again, this is so beautiful, تسحروا فإن في السحور بركة. Report al-Bukhari and Muslim. تسحروا. Take your pre-dawn meal because there is a blessing in it. Barakah. رواه البخاري ومسلم. So it helps. There is no doubt about that. I mean, even if you take a sip of water, this is regarded as sahur. You wake up just maybe 10 minutes before Fajr. If you are so tired, glass of water, you had your sahur. It is regarded as sahur. عليكم بهذا السحور فإنه هو الغذاء المبارك. This is another hadith. Stick to this pre-dawn meal because it is the blessed meal. And there is also a hadith rawahu Ahmad, and I love it very much because when I'm sitting having my sahur every day, I remember this hadith. As-sahuru barakah. As-sahur, the pre-dawn meal, is a blessed meal. It's barakah, source of blessings. فلا تدعوه. Do not leave it. ولو أن يجرع أحدكم جرعة ماء. Even if one of you will take a sip of water. Can you imagine? Just a sip of water would be regarded as sahur. فإن الله وملائكته يصلون على المتسحرين. رواه أحمد. Because Allah and His angels, they send their blessings on those who are having their sahur. So beautiful. So you are not on your own. While you are having your sahur, you are not on your own. Allah and His angels are watching over you and sending their blessings on you. I'm going to stop here, and inshallah next Friday we'll continue our talk regarding the etiquette of fast, inshallah, and what is permissible during the fast and what is not permissible and what would nullify your fast. I'm sure you are all aware of this because we say the same thing every year at the same time, so you can inshallah wait until next Friday, inshallah.